So, I gotta make another delay. Yeah, we're gonna do the nut check the next time. It's a review that's taking me a long time because, as a show, it's annoying and stupid and complex. I literally have no idea what anyone is saying in it. It's like I need to take lessons in a foreign language. I'm sorry about that. It is getting to be a pretty bad habit. If I said that a video's on Monday, you could probably expect it on a Wednesday, and it's probably not gonna be the video that I said I was going to do, because inspiration doesn't really work like that. That being said, I do have a few big projects planned for Christmas that I've been working on for a while, so that should all be fun. As for now, let's talk about an episode that I really wanted to tackle for a while now. Shop Talk. I talked about My Little Ponytails a long time ago. Like, a really long time ago. Most creators don't like their earliest works, and I'm not different in that regard. Otherwise, as time went on, I do believe that I've gotten better. There are a lot of shows that I think that I could tackle better. Sometimes I wasn't clear enough. Sometimes my points weren't as good. Sometimes I was just an asshole. Or in this case, I picked the wrong episode. My Little Ponytails. A lot of people today know the show for its 4th generation, or in worst cases, its 3rd generation. My Little Ponytails is a part of the 1st generation. There were no cartoons for the 2nd generation, and there were 2 cartoons for the 1st generation. The first cartoon of the series was My Little Pony and Friends, which confuses the hell out of me. The one that takes place in a fantasy world with a bunch of adventure is called My Little Pony and Friends, and the slice of life one that deals with relationship issues is called My Little Pony Tales. Does that confuse anyone else? And today we're going to be reviewing a particularly bad episode, the worst of the entire series. Not the entire franchise, the entire My Little Pony Tales series. One thing that I got right in my original Tales review is that the episode Stand By Me is more in line with the rest of the series. It's kind of dull and ham-fisted and it doesn't take its audience very seriously, but it was mostly harmless. Then we have this episode.
Shut up! Both of you! Your dick looks like Teddy Bear!
I have no idea what the people behind this were thinking. Not only is the story shit, but the moral is just a mess. And when you're a moral-driven cartoon, that is inexcusable.
What do you think?
The episode starts like this. So this is going to be an episode about how bad rumors and gossip is. Alright, that sounds like a decent idea. It's definitely not a moral that's been beaten down into the ground. What do you have for me? A storm destroyed someone's house. Scandalous. How is that funny? I don't exactly see how this gossip is bad. So after this largely pointless scene, the ponies invite their friends.
Oh boy, let's get everyone in here on the double!
And then we have a song. It's not good.
Well, I've got a juicy story. Just wait until you hear. Madame Percheron once had a beau. Count Appaloosa was his name. She's got his picture in a frame. I think they were engaged once years ago.
First of all, the music. It's like it wants to be a techno, but just can't muster up the strength. In a show and an episode that has absolutely nothing to do with techno music. It's not even science fiction. It ends up just being random beeping that gets grating very fast. Now the singing. Oh, they're actually not singing. They're talking to the music, which is really lazy.
So I heard.
Let's talk about the lyrics. As you might have guessed, it's all about how gossip and rumors and how bad they are. Had a beau? Oh my god, this completely changes my opinion of this person. Oh, beau is in that word that nobody uses to describe a lover.
Here's my juicy story. My neighbor dyed her hair. Instead of blonde, it turned an awful green.
Oh my god, this completely changes my opinion of this person. Wait, I don't know this person. I mean, it really doesn't show me how bad this gossip is if I don't know any of these people it's affecting.
I heard her hair fell out in clumps because she came down with the mumps. And now her family's under quarantine.
My neighbor just might die. That's hilarious. I know the show isn't trying to say that all of this is funny, kind of the opposite actually, I hope. But look, they're all smiling. Who the hell smiles when they hear someone coming down with the mumps?
At school you should have seen the boys. They jumped around and made such noise. Poor Miss Hackney misspelled a word.
That's really impressive considering that she was writing a math equation on the board. I know that they're trying to be sarcastic, but remember that for the rest of the episode because it kind of fucks the episode over. In fact, this sarcastic statement actually kind of becomes what the moral of the story actually is. Rumors are absolutely fine when they're not about you. I have no idea what they're saying here. So one pony, Sweetheart, hasn't told stories about anyone.
Yeah, I don't usually ever tell stories about people.
But she tells one about her baby sister that isn't embarrassing or supposed to be embarrassing.
Well, when she's asleep, she looks ever so sweet, sucking on her hoof.
When it comes to all these other stories, gossip isn't ridiculous, silly, or awful just because you imply, or worse yet, say that it is silly, awful, or ridiculous. The other ponies turn the conversation to Teddy and want dirt on him specifically. And so they start making up stories, like obviously making up stories.
In fact, I'll bet that he's really such a scaredy cat that when he gets upset or frightened, he has to go home to cuddle with his teddy bear.
However, it's strange. I'm reviewing My Little Pony Tales, but this reminds me a lot more about Arnold Betrays Iggy from Hey Arnold, because it's the exact same problem. You can't really help involuntary expressions, and Sweetheart does good by not outright saying Teddy's secret.
I promise not to say anything.
Woohoo! Daddy really does!
But we're going to demonize her because of an accident while the assholes get off scot-free.
One secret in the whole wide world, and you go and tell everyone!
Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Here's a rumor for you. Ace was seen walking into a hair salon, which obviously caters to mostly females for no apparent reason. You can't just crowbar a character in a scene where they don't belong for the sake of the plot. The next day, Teddy is practicing soccer when Ace comes by to spread the rumor. What the fuck? Like, what the hell is up with this kid's face? I know the 90s cartoons get some weird expressions, but he looks like a totally different species, and it's kind of freaking me out. Get it off screen. Sweetheart comes to see Teddy, but he's obviously pissed, and with good reason, and this ends up ending their friendship.
Which means you're not my friend anymore either! I had no idea Teddy would feel so bad. He's always acting so tough.
Really? Like, I mean, really? You were prancing around the other day singing and chanting, and you didn't think that would make someone feel bad. Even ignoring that, you called him a bully. Why do you care? Now we have the climax.
I've got an extra specially great idea.
And this is where things get especially bad.
Lance, Ace, we need your skills and your knowledge for a very dangerous mission.
For a job that we do every day and that you've never even done once.
And we're ready to go!
Oh, I forgot, it's a girl's cartoon from the 90s. All guys in those are idiots. So Lance and Ace start babysitting, and they seem to be doing good at it, despite never having done this before.
You wicked!
Scully! He just gotta...
I'm sorry here, but the voice acting for the baby ponies, even for baby animals, is just awful. It's so awfully grating. It feels like they just took someone and pitched up their voice to high heaven.
I can't believe it. Our plan's working ever so specially well.
I can't believe it either. They have to be both stupid enough to fall for your trap, but competent enough to actually babysit alone. That's a very narrow and possibly non-existent margin. Then it's time to feed the babies. Then this happens.
Yes, you big, strong, handsome boys are gonna have to show the baby ponies how it's done.
What? You mean we've gotta eat baby food?
In what universe is anyone, really stupid enough to think that this works? I'm gonna need a minute. Okay, let's go over all of the problems with this scene. You know, besides the obvious one. How can these two be so unaware of how to take care of babies that they think they need to wear baby clothes and drink from a bottle to get them to eat? And yet be so good taking care of babies before, like they work with them every single day. After this moment, why didn't they just leave? They're still willing to help for no apparent reason, despite how headstrong and prideful they are. How did the girls convince the babies, the actual babies, to go along with this plan? They're babies. Think of how hard it is to convince a baby to go to sleep, let alone go along with the complex plan.
You know, I wouldn't think of saying a word either because pictures like these are worth 1,000 words.
Not only that, but you guys are the most photogenic baby ponies I've ever seen.
And we get the moral of this episode. There are two, actually. And I must say, it's impressive how badly they butcher them all. First of all, blackmail is totally okay. In fact, it's the perfect solution to your problem. Second of all, rumors aren't bad unless they're done to someone who has screwed you over.
The girls made us do it. I see. So you mean you guys aren't really wearing bonnets and diapers and war paint and glitter?
They're not wearing diapers. You know what, I'm just gonna end this. I think that I've seen enough today. Then Teddy tears up the photograph, which is equally stupid because that was the only reason that they weren't going to keep up the rumor. This episode is a confusing mess. It exists only to tell a moral, but they messed up that moral at every single turn. Like, impressively, even for a cartoon this old. You know the girls that originally created the rumor? Never brought up again. They're totally innocent, because creating a rumor is nowhere near as bad as spreading the rumor. You know, like the girls back at the beginning of the episode. And the ending is just, That's the best word for the ending of this episode. Next time, I will definitely be doing the Nut Shack. I've just had a lot of things going on, and I need an episode to get things back on track. Have a good Thanksgiving weekend, everybody, and be grateful that you don't have to deal with this. Any of this.